Why do you always wonder to yourself if you've plateaued?
I think that what keeps me going to not plateau. If I'm so oblivious to the fact that whatever comes up is going to come down, I feel like I'm not one of these positive guys. It's like I live in like a bit of negativity. I feel like if I'm negative and I feel like I'm on the brink of not succeeding, that's what drives me to succeed. Because I feel like if I get confident, I think it's a superstitious thing too. It's like you don't want to I'm doing really good, and then
How negative will you get up here?
How negative?
Yeah.
It's not so negative where it's impeding my progress.
Mm-hmm.
It's just not getting so full of yourself, thinking whatever you do is fantastic.
Do you think you get too negative though? Too hard on yourself to the detriment of being able to kind of enjoy some of the kind of fruits of your labor?
Well, I think now we're talking about like finances and money, which I've had an issue with, a problem enjoying that part of life. Because there's no one I really can confide in financially about I don't buy a lot of stuff. I don't have a lot of things. Next year, 2025, after the end of the tour, I don't know what I'm doing. There's no plan. I don't have a tequila. I don't have passive income. I don't have sponsors. I don't have a restaurant. This is what I do. I do stand up.
But I've heard you ask guests on your show before, do they worry what happens if it all goes away?
Yeah.
Why?
I find it interesting to talk to people about these things that, and a lot of people live in fear. They do. I mean, from what I've noticed, you could speak to this more than I can, but the few people that I've interviewed on the Pete and Sebastian show, they have a fear that, they might not work again or no, the phone's not going to ring or what have you. So I think it's a real fear that people have. Maybe a lot of times people don't want to admit it, but,
Why have you said before you were happier as an unknown comic?
Yeah, because there's no expectation. So I used to love going into the room. It was like a challenge for me these people have no idea who I am. I'm going to come up there and give them my brand of humor. They're not going to know what to expect, and I'm going to win them over. It was fun for me to have that challenge, and then it was also fun for me because the expectations to sell out wasn't there. You go into a comedy club and you want to have people in the audience, but now it's like you walk into these arenas or theater or whatever, and it's like you want to, every seat that's available, you want to have occupied.
And you're always asking about seat count, right?
Yeah, I'm always asking what is it here? What is it there? What do we got to do? It's another thing. It's like with social media, it's like I have a problem sometimes getting on social media going, hey, come see me perform. It's just for me, it's not a good look. But you got to get the word out there that whatever, you got a TV show, you got a comedy show, you got a podcast, people got to know about it.
I think it was when you were doing your string of sold out, record-setting Madison Square Garden shows that even then you're worrying about the show the following week in Fort Lauderdale and what you needed to do to sell that out.
Yeah, so again, not really enjoying the moment, always looking in the future and not kind of stopping, smelling the roses of where you're at. I think this time around when I did the Garden, I was a little bit more in the moment, present. I had my kids there.
How do you do it? Or how did you allow yourself to do it?
I told myself, this might not ever happen again. So you got your kids at Madison Square Garden and we're on the third level and they're running around the third level, right? And I'm watching this happen going, wow, it's so different how I grew up. I never thought my kids would be at Madison Square Garden with me, running around, having a ball on the third level balcony. And, to me, it was like, take this in. You know, when I brought him on stage, it's like, take this in. This might never ever happen again. It's a beautiful moment. Rather than worrying about Peoria the next week and then Kansas City, I'm trying to enjoy myself more on this tour. So,
and that means what?
That means not just sitting in the hotel room waiting for the show. That means, okay, we're in Norfolk, Virginia. Let's take a look at the USS Wisconsin that's docked there. Let's do a tour of that. Let's take the kids to the Empire State Building. Let's go to a hockey game in Florida or wherever we're at. So I'm trying to enjoy these cities a lot more, because I feel like in the past it's just been a grind. It's just, okay, where are we going next? Not really enjoying these moments. And for me, also, something about me is I always think this is going to end tomorrow. The success is here for just a finite amount of time,
right.
And I'll be playing comedy clubs next week.